Welcome back, family. Welcome back to What's the Juice at the Juicy T, 1111 Energy. I love you and the divine loves you. Thank you so much for all of the likes, the shares, the subscribes, tapping in, hitting your notification bells, tapping into the messages. Thank you for all of the contributions, however you see fit to contribute to our space. I am grateful. Man, let me tell you something. Here's the channel message. Truth reveals all. Okay, family, this is the message. Okay. um the energy that I'm getting from this message is coming off of, and yes, I say, y'all, whoever is feeling this message, if you are thinking about starting something, a project, a podcast, okay, do it, do it, do it, do it. Okay, whatever it is you're thinking about doing, do it. Okay, because we are now in the time of truth. All right, truth. We have been caught up, and this is what I just heard. We've been caught up for over 30 something years in lies. So now it is time for truth. Okay. So I feel like many of you have voices that need to be heard. Okay. Um, Many of you have truths that need to be told. Okay. As well as, how you feel about, and I know I said I'm not going to do it, but I'm going to do it, the current leadership. Okay. Me personally, I like them. I love them. Yesterday, Pam Bondi, said it down. You know what I'm saying? They call it combativeness, but I call it people that sit up there behind their positions, behind their titles, questioning things, right? But not really telling the truth about their acts and how they participated in a lot of stuff over the last 30 to 35 to 37 years. Okay? Everybody keeps looking at Trump, 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 but I'm like, hold up. No one, and that's what pisses me off with people, y'all. This is what pisses me off with people. How did we get here? Message type energy. It's like Trump ain't been the president for 30, 35, 37 years. How did we get here? Is the question, right? So if you say, how did we get here? You gotta look back. But everybody's like, no, 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 no. Okay, I think they're just pissed off because he's doing what they never wanted to ever do. I promise you. We're not 30 something trillion dollars in debt because Trump's here. We 30 something, and I ain't saying we. Ha! The government. Thank you, Spirit. Correction. The government is 30 something trillion dollars in debt, not the people. We didn't spend that damn money. I guarantee you, the assistance that they gave the American people had nothing to do with the assistance they gave abroad. And they were choosy when it came to who got that assistance and where it went. Like I've said before, there is no way in hell since I've been a wee baby, every time you looked up and saw donate to Africa and they still over there with dirt fucking roads. Ooh, I'm good. Okay. All right. This is what I'm saying. That's why when they're asking, oh, do you want to donate? Hell no, I ain't donating shit. And you want to know why, family? Let me tell you why. Because I have seen the donations for all these poor looking countries and this and that, and still to this day, 21st century, you still got flies flying around babies' heads and mouths and dirt roads. The fuck? No, I'm not donating nothing. Mm-mm. Okay, this is the truth. You know what I'm saying? If I'm going to donate something, I need to see where it's going. And it needs to be right here. Because look what they've been doing. Ooh, South Africa, you got your fucking nerves. Okay? All that money that the U.S. has been given has been going to South Africa. Straight up. That's it and that's all. That's it and that's all. Okay, family, take it how it resonates. I'm sorry, I came in hot, didn't I? Okay, let's go on and tap in. I call upon the divine light to surround me. I invite my ancestors, guides, and protectors to stand with me. No harm, no deception, no lower energy may enter this space. Only what serves truth, healing, and highest good is welcomed here. And so it is, Ashe. So you know what? And this is what I'm saying. Like, people, they have not had any damn body to answer to, y'all, for 30 something years. Longer than that. Longer than that. But everybody has been, oh yeah, yeah, okay, oh yeah, we're gonna do this, okay, yeah, yeah, okay. And that's because all of them were getting rich. Now, here's the funny thing about it, and this is and I'm just gonna lay it out there. Listen to me. This is what I love about the new administration. Everybody in there already rich. They ain't tripping on the money, honey. They're already rich. See, we had a bunch of poor people running us. I'm just gonna call it what I see, okay? We had a bunch of poor people running the country. So it was their chance to exploit and monopolize on an already bad situation. That's why Pelosi's ass is now a millionaire. I guarantee you most of them people that are sitting up in there, they're millionaires now. Over the last administration, for the last 30, 35, 37 years, they're all millionaires now. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. Did they start out that way? Hell no. Hell no. They did not start out that way. Who's running the country now? They're already millionaires and billionaires. Are they making sense of things? But of course. See, you know that thing where they say dangling a carrot in your face, right? That's what's been happening for the last 30 something years. They were dangling carrots in the face. Why? Keeping you on Section 8, never having to get off that shit. You was going to be satisfied with that little bit of dangle of a carrot. $4,000 worth of food stamps. You can't buy shit for cash, but you can get all the food in the damn world. That would have lasted me 20 years. I ain't lying. $100 a month. Okay? I'd have been on food stamps. I'd have had food stamps for 20 damn years. Give me $4,000 every month. There was a lady I saw that was getting $4,000 a month on food stamps for, I think she had like 6 kids. I was like, God damn. $4,000 a month? Are you kidding me? Shit. That would have lasted me 20 years. I'm thinking that. Yeah. Because you figure what? Okay, I don't know. Do the math. Somebody, $4,000 a month on food stamps at $100 a month eating. Okay? I don't know. But enough of that. Let's see what's going on. Look what came out. Look. Hell yeah, there was a toxic cycle, a repetitive negative pattern in everybody's life, okay, when it came to these relationships in our leadership government. It was just a toxic cycle. It was like dangle the carrot, keep them low, keep them. Cause let me tell you about Section 8. Why can't I talk about it? Because I was on it. I had Section 8 for 3 years, I think. I was in college, and I had my 2 daughters. Okay, so from what was it? Not when Clinton was in office. I had a meeting. They called the social service called me in. They said, "Hey, we see you're going to school. You're getting ready to graduate. After you graduate, you'll be pulled off of assistance." I said, "Okay, cool. You can pull me off now because $350 a month with 2 kids. Okay." And Section 8, the Section 8 was the only thing that was good because it allowed me to work my job, work study in college, and then save money. So I told them, pull me off now. They were like, are you sure? You still have 6 months to go. I said, no, pull me off now because your $350 a month for 2 kids ain't shit. Okay, this was in the 90s though, okay? So, you know, early 90, 98, 90, 91, 92, 93-ish, okay? So I was like, take me off now. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not doing me any good. And the $350 be gone like that. And when you had at first, I think it was 180 for one kid, two kids, 350 a month. Okay. And then I got lucky, and I say lucky, okay, because Section 8 lists are years long. So I got lucky, and my first Section 8 landlord was out here off of 72nd and Tennyson, okay? And he begged me when I told him I was, moving. Oh my God, that man begged me to stay. He was like, look, you're the best Section 8 tenant I've ever had. He's like, I'll do anything for you to stay. But it wasn't like that. I love that man. And he did. He had a beautiful place for me and my daughters. And I love that man. But in order to grow, you've got to let shit go. You know what I'm saying? Section 8 is not something that you just want to stay on. And I agree with the Trump administration. I do. I really do. 2 years. That's all you need. That's all I had it for. I think I had Section 8, I think, for 2 years. Yet one property was 2 years. One property was a year. And then I stacked. And when I say I stacked, I saved as much as I could. And that's how I moved into my first purchased home. Okay? And that's where I'll leave that. But this is what I'm saying. We have been in toxic cycles for a very long time. Everybody's talking about, the crime rates, this, that, and the other. Man, listen, no offense intended. And I'm not here to, side with Democrats or Republicans or anything. Because if you really know history, it was flipped. Back in years before you and I were here, okay, for whoever's resonate with this, the Democrat Party was the rich. The Republican Party were the ones that were considered to be, poor or, conservative, I guess, if you want to say, they were not the wealthy. Let me just say that. Okay, they weren't the wealthy. Then it flipped. And it was funny, too, because Spirit told me this morning, you know why it flipped? Because listen to the name Republican, listen to the name Democrat. I was like, okay, Republican holds a richness in the name. Democrat, you feel me? But just take it how it resonates. But you're right. It was time to still standing, okay? We're still standing after a toxic cycle. But I also agree with Pam Bondi yesterday. Hell yeah. Shut that shit down. While they sit up here questioning this and that, she was bringing up every last, well, what about you and your shit type energy. See, this is what I'm talking about. There's always two sides to a story. And people will sit up here, and I know y'all going to be mad as hell at me right now, and it's okay, but I just want to let you know, don't look at it like, oh, the country's falling down. Oh, look at it like this. They get motherfuckers that are well body and able up off their asses. Okay? You listen, they're lying about a lot of shit, y'all. Okay? I'm not saying the president is that, but I'm saying the Project 2025 is up. I have never been able, okay, to get food stamps while working. Never. You had to have no goddamn job to get some food stamps. Okay? It's facts. Ask anybody that's ever had them. Ask anybody that has ever had them. You could not have a job to get food stamps. Now, if you're working, you can qualify. I said, huh? Now, I haven't applied because I'm like, fuck it, hey, it's just me, and I could do $100 a month on groceries. It's just me. You feel me? But when I had children, it was different, and I still didn't get that much in food stamps. I think they gave me $280 a month in food stamps because it was the 90s. You know what I'm saying? Now it's more. I guess I don't know, but now it's more because there's I guess things go up. Nevertheless, let me be quiet about that because I really don't know. But I know she was getting $4,000 for 6 kids. I said, damn, that's a lot of damn food. I'd be eating forever. $100 a month. And you know, I don't really switch up too much of what I buy. You know, I buy, you know, healthy shit, a lot of greenery. Okay, a lot of salads and shit. Okay, baby cucumbers, zucchini, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, I'm just saying, you know, we are still standing after a very toxic cycle. Now, I know people are like, they're very upset. They may not even like Trump, but I'm telling you something. Let me explain something to you, family. Now, if you work, you could apply for food stamps. Now, if you work, you still get your Medicaid. Okay? Trust me when I tell you this. If you're working, you will still get your Medicaid. If you're working, you can now apply for food stamps. Uh-huh. And that's a requirement. See, before that was not a requirement. And I feel like it's something that will lead those who haven't been doing shit, okay? No offense intended. Okay, this is gonna go out to maybe some of the younger feminine, masculine energies, but fuck all that. Ain't no way in hell two of y'all sitting at home playing video games and living off the system, but you well body and able. I know that's gonna piss a lot of people off, but that's just the damn facts. You well body and able, but you sitting at home playing video games with your baby mamas and shit and eating up all the kids' cereal and shit because you know you got some food stamps coming in. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I ain't lying. We are still standing, family. You see this? Still standing. Okay? Not giving up. Giving it all you got after somebody tried to break you. Nothing can break you. Okay? Nothing can break you. You are still standing after a real toxic cycle. Repetitive negative patterns in your life and everybody's life. Okay? Especially when it came to relationships, and some of these relationships were relationships you didn't even ask for. You didn't ask to be in a relationship with the previous government and the way they were doing things. And I believe everything that Doge department or whatever found. You got damn right I believe them. Because every time I turn on the TV, and I mean, they used to run them commercials back in the day so cold. Donate to this, donate to that. Even when you pull up to Starbucks right now, right? Starbucks be talking about you want to give their employees a tip. Starbucks, listen up. You making too much money with that siren thing sitting up there on that little thing, your little emblem. What is that called? What's it? Y'all know the little icon they have, their little signature icon, whatever that is. Okay, their trademark, whatever. They making too much money, honey child. A cup of coffee at Starbucks is $12. I said, shit. There are people that are faithful to that shit every single day. Do you hear me? But you gonna ask us to give a tip. How about you start giving out some of them free Starbucks cups y'all be selling $20, $30, $40, $50 cups. So I said, the fuck you. Now, I don't know if they $50, but I know them bitches is $30. I was like, $30 for what? You know what I'm saying, family? Listen, I know I'm going to get a lot of flack for this one right here, but I look, no matter what, you still standing after a toxic cycle. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. And I mean, we've been in a toxic cycle. You see everything up in here, flames and shit, broken hearts, all kind of shit happening. Look like Phoenix rising with love. You know what I'm saying? Look like planet Earth trying to regrow. Okay, get some what is that? What is that, family? I don't know. It looks like to me, and I'm just going to say this, planet Earth with a heart and growing new leaves, new things. Phoenix with a heart coming out. You know, love after shit was burned down. After it was burned down. Because it has been over all these years. I commend Pam Bondi. I ain't lying. Give them what they've been giving us. She was like, you questioning me, but I got a question for you. What about your ass taking money from Epstein's friend? I said, ooh, get to the juice. Get to the juice. I was like, eh? Because he didn't want to answer that shit. See, everybody was to sit on a stand, family, and bring up some shit. And see, that's the thing. Be careful what you bringing up on people, because shit, somebody could come back and hit you in the face with something. And that's just what she did. She said, okay, you want to talk about Trump in pictures. What about you taking money from Epstein's friend that you were often seen with Epstein yourself? That motherfucker wanted to get off that shit quick. I said, see, you see what I'm talking about? The pot out here trying to call the kettle black. Type energy. No matter what family, you still been standing after all this toxicity. And see, people don't understand or overstand when people dangle a carrot in your face, that's what it is. Give you just enough to be satisfied so that you don't want to do anything to better yourself. You're not worried about finding a job if you paying zero fucking rent. And then they had to change that. They was like, no, we can't just let people pay zero rent. So what we gonna have to do is Section 8, you gotta pay a certain amount. But if you don't even have a job, I do believe it does go to zero rent. Yeah, people was burnt out on that shit. It's like, man, look, taxpayer money, it really does go towards funding every fucking thing. Every fucking thing. Do you hear me? Taxpayers, yeah, y'all are domestic servants in a very toxic cycle. Facts. Straight up. That's why I was like, damn, we go to work and listen, hold up, I don't give a damn what nobody say. Shit, they own, and you're not, my last channel, somebody was like, well, you didn't pay taxes. I said, bitch, listen here. Oops. Oh, they gonna mess me up for this one, y'all. I'm gonna have to rate it. But I didn't curse within the first few minutes. But whatever. They gonna, whatever. Listen here. I was paying taxes when I was 13, 14, 15, 16 years motherfucking old. Do you know that you don't even get, that doesn't even apply to your Social Security Administration? Did you know that? Did you know that Social Security Administration, when you were getting them summer jobs back in the day, that's why I think they got rid of all them damn summer programs. Because my first job, first of all, I was working in the family business. So I started working when I was 8, okay? And that was to help my aunt with her health food stores, okay? And then up 8 to 12, okay? From 8 years old to 12, I was working my aunt's health food store. And then my first paying job was McDonald's. Okay, I was 13 years old. In 2 weeks, I turned 14. I got a work permit. I'll never forget. Ms. Mingo gave me a work permit. McDonald's hired me. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 5 years of working, paying taxes that the Social Security Administration does not count. Sure don't. You got to be 18. I said, what? So then why the fuck was I paying taxes? So anybody that comes up and, oh, you didn't pay your taxes. Listen here, motherfucker. My ancestors paid taxes and didn't even get paid to work. The fuck? You feel me? So if I say exempt if I want to, IRS done already took 45 racks from me. I ain't see no more income tax returns since my son was 7 years old. They always had an excuse. You go to school and you work. Okay, what does that have to do with the price of tea anywhere in the world? Fuck just China. Message. Okay? I know, y'all. This is sort of like a reading testimony. I might have to name it that. Call it that. But a lot of people right now, they're pissed off. I'm going to tell you why they pissed off, family. I'm going to tell you why everybody's pissed off. You've had gatekeepers everywhere, okay? So the ones that are losing their job right now, they're pissed off. But those were the very ones that kept you from getting a fucking job. I'm just going to call it like it is. They were the gatekeepers. How many times have you applied to get on with the state, the city, the federal government? How many times? I know most y'all have applied. Yeah, the gatekeepers. The gatekeepers was keeping you out. Yeah. I'm just gonna tell you like it is, okay? A lot of people don't want to see it for what is happening. It's called growth. Ain't nobody gonna grow if you keep dangling a carrot in their fucking face. They gonna ride that out. Especially if they don't want a better, I don't want to say if they don't want a better life, but sometimes some people just think it's easier just to kick back and chill and live off the government than they do to go out, grind, and hustle and get to it. I'm just gonna call it what it is. They may get to it in other ways, but then it brings other things into their lives. Toxic shit. So I know a lot of people are, may not agree with the way I look at things, but see, being on both sides, and I ain't never been rich. Okay, I ain't never been a millionaire or billionaire. Hell, if I am, they probably after that right now, and you know what I'm saying. So I am grateful. I am content with what I have. I have always been that way. You feel me, family? But I'm just saying, people got to start looking at things from a different perspective. Because Spirit is saying right now, it is goodbye. It's goodbye to all that toxic shit. There is nothing wrong with getting to the money, getting to the bag. Okay? And I'm not talking about in an illegal way either. Work for what you want. And if you put your heart, soul, and faith in the Most High God, the divine creator of all living things, your angels, ancestors, and your spiritual team ride with you while doing it, you gonna get it. I promise you. You gonna get it. You just gotta put forth that effort. So yeah, you got women out here tripping. I'm not. No, 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 no. You've been laying on the system all your motherfucking life. Now somebody has stepped up and said, hold up, wait a minute. We're going to give you 2 years and you're going to get your shit straight. Or not. I know a lot of people mad at me right now, but that's okay. I'm just speaking my truth. Because I've been on that side of the tracks. I couldn't stand nobody come in inspecting shit. What you inspecting? Trying to see if I got a man living with me or not. You out your fucking mind? That's what they do for Section 8. They ain't just worried about the property and if you keeping it up. They want to know if you got a man living with you. What you in the bathroom for? Ain't nothing in here but cleanliness, because it's next to godliness. So what you need the bathroom? No, they looking for extra toothbrushes. If it ain't just you and your kid, like, you know what I'm saying, family? That kind of shit. I can't. That's why right now, I'd be like, shit, quit playing with a real one. I am grateful for the home that the divine has provided me with. But I also know that shit, if everything goes in the divine's favor when pertaining to my life, shit, I am somebody that is willing to say, hey, here, check this out. Go on. Let me step on and get something else. You feel me? And no, I'm not on Section 8. No, I'm not. But I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Like, family, it's called growth. In order to grow, you got to let shit go. Straight up. In order to grow, you got to let shit go. And that's what I think I'm going to title this, because it was barely a reading. I think I did more testimonial and and opinionated vents and shit. Yeah. And look, that spirit at the bottom of the deck said, now you're going to start getting some judgmental stares. But I'm just saying, family, I mean, look, I wouldn't be telling you this if I didn't live this shit. Like, I done been through more than most. I done been through a lot. Yeah. Now, there's some things I cannot compare, so I won't. But I can speak to what I know. And I'm telling you, growth requires letting shit go. In order to grow, you got to let some shit go. See, a lot of people don't realize that, They were willing to have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 kids and shit because the government was taking care of them kids. And that's different. You feel me? Because the more kids you had, the more money you had. The more children you had, the more Section 8 bedrooms you got. Back when I was growing up, you had two girls, that was a 2-bedroom because the girls could sleep in the same room. The parent had a room, the children had a room. Then if you had a boy, I think you would get 3. I don't know, because I didn't have no son on Section 8. I think my oldest was 3 years old when we got off of that shit. 3 or 4 years old. But and I'm not saying this shit. It's a stepping stone. It's not meant to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was funny during Thanksgiving and stuff. One time, me and somebody I used to hang out with, we went to see if we could get a Thanksgiving basket, right? And I'll never forget it. I snapped right in the line. I sure did. I went ziggity boom. Soon as I went off, that woman was like, "Hey, you two, come with me." She took us to the back of the building and was like, "Here," gave us 2 baskets. I said, "Damn, I just need the one." She was like, "Nah, what you said was truth. What you said was," and I think it was just, two baskets, me and Nay, but that was the 2. But we were standing in this line, and it was a trip because, like I said, at that time, me and her had jobs. I've always had a job. That's another thing. I couldn't do it. I couldn't. I can't. I'd have to go sometimes get 2 jobs. You know that how? It was impossible. It was impossible. So I went off in the line. I did. I said, "Hold the fuck up. You mean to tell me that I go to work every motherfucking day and I can't," and that's before I was that's before any healing took place. Okay, I was all the way 3D worldly as hell. Okay, so you could only imagine what came out my mouth, right? Shit, the lady was like, "Come with us, come back here, get these baskets." I said, "Thank you." You know what I mean? Because it was like they was looking at us like, and I was like, "Hold up, did you do? Look, we out here. It's cold. It's early in the morning, and I'm not getting food stamps. We ain't getting food stamps. We don't listen. A lot of people think everybody, and I'm just gonna say it, and no offense to everybody, be like, "Oh yeah, black people always getting this and that." Listen, no, we not. No, we not. Hmm. Hmm. You can go pull records. Go look at that shit. No, we not. There was a period in 2024. Yeah, or was it 23? Yeah, it was 2023. I lost my job 2 days after Christmas. They fired my ass. Yeah, probably because I'm a Pam Bondi in this bitch. But okay, the truth will prevail, right? So I went 3 months with no income, no nothing, and I was over here in the darkest night of the soul ever. I said, "Lord have mercy. What has happened at 33:22? What has happened? What have I done? What?" And I was talking to the Most High God, like, "My God, what did I do? What, like, wait." And the first thing I thought, I should have never came back home, right? This is what I'm thinking. But then I just heard a scripture that was on that Ruth and Boaz movie where she said something about God bless the child that comes home. And I was like, damn, I didn't even know that was in the scriptures, right? Okay, so then I thought about it. But I was like, how is that a blessing? And boom, things started taking off. So I owe everything to the Most High God all the time, the Divine Creator, all the time. Even for the helpers that the Divine Creator puts there for you all the time. To the Divine Creator, be the Most High, I am grateful. You see what I'm saying? But I sat in the dark night of the souls for the longest. Do you know that's the only time I can get some food stamps is when I didn't have a job? I said, what the fuck? And then when they gave it to me, shit, that shit lasts forever. I ain't lying. They gave me food stamps, y'all, and I mean, I'm real strict about what I buy. So I was like, okay, $100, $100 a month, maybe 120, 130. Ooh, that used to piss me off. I'd go over 130. You see what I'm saying? Because I'm like, no, I'll do without. You know what I'm saying? But it's like the more you give, the more people want. It's over for that shit. You gotta start working for it. Straight up. You gotta start working for it. And that's what a lot of people are pissed off about. And then the gatekeepers that were holding you away from the city jobs, the state jobs, the federal jobs that you know you was fucking qualified for. And why did you want those jobs? Because you found security in them. You were like, okay, I done touched so many goddamn jobs that I know if I get with the city, the state, or the feds, something's gonna be protected. Well, look again. Everything happens for a reason. Okay, family? That is the message. Yes. So in order to grow, you gotta let some shit go. And everybody's pissed off right now. And I'm looking at it like, well, that's interesting. Because I just see a bunch of rich people running the country now. I don't see no takers running the country now. The rich run the country, not the takers. And that's a different vibe. Straight up, that's a different vibe. Because they like, shit, we got it. We got it like that. They got it like that. It's a different vibe. Straight up. There was an old saying, and I don't know if I'm going to get this right, but for those of you who are going to resonate, you're going to know this saying. Something about, it went along the lines like, give someone that has never had nothing a bunch of money. And like my grandma used to say it all the time. They get that money and they go out and they buy jewelry and they buy cars and they buy these rims. Because back in the day when I was growing up, boy, you had them 100-spoke gold Daytons and all that kind of stuff, okay? And they do things like that, right? So imagine what has happened over the 30 years with our leadership. They all came from somewhere where they weren't rich. So what they do? They found a way to get rich. And they ran with it. They ran with it. That's why I said the debt is not our debt. It was their debt. They just want us to pay it back. Nah, motherfucker. You gonna have to go back in some of them millions and see where your money was flowing. See where the flow was going. Follow the money. You heard? Follow the money. Because everybody I see running off, I'm like, they already got money. They don't need no more money. But they know how to make money. Trump is a businessman. He speaks in Benjamins. They're like, the tariffs. I was like, well, shit, hell, I can't tell. Shit, I spent $63 on some groceries. I was like, where are the tariffs? Type energy. All right, family? So, there is an overflow here, okay? There is an overflow of plenty for many, okay? And it's just like, man, you gotta get it. And I don't mean in an illegal way either. I mean, shit. You know what? Shit, let me tell you something. I almost said it, but I'm going to give y'all props. To the hackers and the scam artists out there, man, y'all got motherfucking skills. What you doing? I'm just saying. Shit, y'all better start applying with some of these AI companies. You're innovative, you're creative. You can come up with these, shit, they gonna need some robotic designers. I know they are. In a minute, you're gonna need a robot just to lay down with, cause shit, there's about to be some sort of breakout, and I'm just gonna tell y'all ahead of time. Okay? Take it how it resonates, but I'm gonna tell you ahead of time, there's getting ready to be some shit where you can't touch a motherfucker till you go to the doctor. And even then, you might have to be on P's and Q's. I'm just going to tell you where it's headed. I always refer to the movie Surrogate with oh man, don't you dare not forget his, oh man, Bruce Willis. And I forgot the lady's name. Damn. I don't never think I really knew her name. But you better go watch Surrogate. Yeah. There's some things that are coming. And it's a lot. And most of it is going to be Mother Gaia, nature. Nature is getting ready to lash out on some things. And this is the truth. The truth is going to hurt a lot of people behind that, I'm telling you. But the truth hurts. The truth hurts, fam. And I know a lot of people are pissed. They're going to be mad. But I'm just saying, you got to look at things from a different perspective. Do you want somebody handing you some shit out and coming in your place and walking through your shit and looking at everything to see if you done did this, did that, or tore up this, or tore up that? Bitch, that ain't what they looking for. They're looking to see if you have somebody helping you. Your landlord knows if somebody lives there or not. Shit, hell. My first landlord on 72nd and Tennyson, he lived off of Federal, I think, or that's where the office was. My second landlord lived right in the duplex behind me. They know if you got people staying there with you or not, and that's what they do. They come in and they want to see, because your landlords, they see your friends coming and going, but they send in people to see who's really living with you. I used to have friends, boy, they pack up all they men shit. I'd be like, what you doing that for? Because they're coming to do an inspection. I'm like, so they're coming to do an inspection? What does that mean? They're coming to look to see who's here. I said, really? I did not know that. Thank goodness I didn't have no man staying with me. I was like, shit, I am not packing up shit. If I get to packing up something, that means that's going to stay packed and he going to go. But I didn't know that's what they were doing. Shit, I had people hit me to shit. I was like, wow. Because a lot of y'all are naive. Now, I'm not happy that y'all are losing y'all's jobs, but y'all was unfriendly. Y'all was unfriendly. Y'all was gatekeeping. A lot of y'all was gatekeeping. You didn't want nobody to come in and get the money you were getting in these city, state, and federal jobs. You didn't want them. You didn't want nobody to come in and get what you was getting. I have always said, the Most High God gives and the Most High God takes. Okay, family? So I'm going to leave that message there because it was very long. All right. Some of y'all may find it amusing. Spirit is saying amusement. Okay, at the bottom of the deck. Spirit is saying some of y'all may find this amusing. But it's just the truth, family. And I know youngsters is like, hell no, we ain't working hard for this, that, and the third. But baby, yes, you have to work. You have to survive, to make it. You have to. You cannot at 4311 depend on no handouts from nobody. You have to depend on your work. Either you're going to work or you're an entrepreneur or you're a creative. And entrepreneurs and creatives are the same to me. And I don't just mean a creative here on YouTube, creating messages and content like that. There's all types of things. A lot of you, fashion designers, there's got to be a new fashion coming in. That lady in Hollywood, I don't know how long she gonna last. The one, I don't know her name. I ain't gonna but you know what I'm saying? The one where all the stars work with her. Her and her husband. Y'all know who I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? There's gonna be new fashion coming out. There's gonna be new way of living coming out. Cause see, here's what you need to understand as well, man. Once you turn a certain age, stairs ain't right. But I hear them every day, all day long. Once you become a certain age, you be one level. There's going to be all kind of different things happening because we are growing, we are evolving, we are changing. We're gonna have to change things for the atmosphere, cause Mother Gaia getting ready to do some shit. Hmm. All these big ass, huge ass mansions for who? For what? For why? Hmm. Okay, family. So I'm gonna leave that message there. Take it how it resonates. Okay. I know a lot of y'all gonna be mad. I'm sorry. I love y'all though. Okay. I really do. And I'm not saying anything to belittle you or make you feel bad about yourself, but I want you to see the bigger picture and how much more you can obtain. And I want you to be able to tap into, because as long as you're comfortable, you'll never tap into your gifts. Okay, family? I love you and the divine loves you. Let's close out. I release the weight of deception and betrayal. I stand rooted in my truth. I call back my power, my light, and my peace. I am whole, I am becoming, and so it is. Ashe. And until next time, y'all have a magnificent, productive day. Ashe.